Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Faizan Iqbal, and today my topic is Salman Al Farsi RA. Let's start. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Salman Al Farsi. Salman Al Farsi, or the Persian, hailed from the town of Fram, Hormuz in Khuzestan. According to some other reports, he belonged to the Jay near Isfahan. He was one of the most noble companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Salman anhu was the son of an apparently well-to-do agriculturist. He had displayed since his early childhood a deeply religious bent of mind. After a period of hard attachment to the Zoroastrian faith, he came in contact with some Christians. He found a great deal of what he had been previously longing for. In their teachings, he therefore decided to embrace Christianity. But this angered his father, who harshly opposed him. So Salman left his home and proceeded to Syria. In Damascus, he spent some years as a Christian in the service of a priest. After the priest's death, he became his successor. For many years afterwards, he was intimately associated as servant disciple with several other Christian priests and monks of more or less saintly reputation. He traveled during the period in Mosul, Nasibin, and Amuriya, a town in Anatolia. In the end, he was told by one of his spiritual masters that the Prophet announced in the Injil, Gospel, had now appeared in far-off Arabia. Driven by his insatiable spiritual thirst, Salman immediately proceeded southwards. On this way, he was treacherously sold into slavery by some Bedouins of the tribe of Banu Qab, whom he had engaged as his guides. He came to be the slave of a Jew in Wadi al-Qura, an oasis between Taima and Khaybar. He was later sold by his master to a Jew in Medina. When, about 1 year later, the Prophet ﷺ migrated there from Mecca, Salman understood at once that this was the Prophet of whom he had heard during his travels in the north. He visited the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ several times and embraced Islam when he was fully convinced of the truth of his mission. As a slave, however, he could not take part in the early battles, but shortly after the Battle of Uhud, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ suggested to him that he should demand of his Jewish master his right to purchase his freedom. The Jew agreed to set Salman free if he planted date palms and paid, in addition to this, a heavy amount in cash. The companions collected the palm slips between themselves. All of them worked together with Salman in planting and watering the date palms. The money was a more difficult problem. The Muslims were poor at that time, but it happened that one of them found a lump of gold in an old mine near Medina, and it was given to Salman's master, who promptly liberated him. From that time onward, Salman took part in all the Prophet's campaigns. The first one in which he took part was the Battle of Trench, which took place in the year 5 AH. The Prophet ﷺ regarded him as the member of his own family. He was deeply respected by all the Prophet's companions on account of the knowledge he had acquired during his long travels in foreign lands. Umar bin al-Khattab anhu appointed him governor of Medina in Iraq, where Salman died during the Caliphate of Uthman. The date of his death is vigorously given as 35, 36, and 37 AH. The most probable date is 35 AH. So here we have now come to an end of this short story of Salman Al Farsi RA. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us abide by the ways and attributes of Salman Al Farsi RA. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.